Hello everybody. Well, it's all kicking off, isn't it? Very, very interesting times. Ramaphosa, Zuma, the King of Swaziland, and I was amazed to see the uncle of the new Zulu king here. Fascinating times. So I've already shuffled the cards. I've asked if Zuma is, first of all I asked, is Zuma a white hat? And then I thought, no, I'm going to ask if Zuma's working for and with the white hats in South Africa. If you saw my little post earlier on, I did a meditation before I did my tarot card reading, and I was just asking, tuning into the whole Zuma vibe and asking for words that give me an overview, and the words were scapegoat, traitor, and who is he working for, and where are his interests vested in? That last question came out as himself. And then I wrote a little thing on the group about Zuma's chart. I actually haven't looked at his transits. Maybe I'll do that. But he's got a very easy chart, Zuma has. I don't really like to use the word easy, but it is a chart that everything always seems to work out for him, and he doesn't have to try too hard. And probably most of his life he's been used to things turning up for him, working out for him, the right wives, the right lifestyle, the right money, the right jobs. Obviously not always, because we do have some kind of obstacles and challenges, but there are charts like that everything just seems to flow. But it does make people, like I said, lazy, or just used to. They don't value. I know a few people with charts like this, and they will admit it themselves. They don't value what they have or what comes their way, even relationships and positions and jobs and stuff, because they're like, yeah, if my girlfriend leaves me, there'll be another one, won't there? I know a few people like that, so it's quite interesting. Anyway, this is about Zuma. I've been thinking about Zuma. Is he working for the White Hats in South Africa? So let's see. Let me get the right, yes, that's right. The first card, the significator. Okay, the significator comes up as the Hanged Man. Okay, so what does that mean? The Hanged Man. It's an interesting card, because the Hanged Man can be a card of, look, the guy is upside down in a very esoteric position on a bough that is fertile. He's not struggling, his hands are behind his back. His hands, we don't know if his hands are tied, or he's just holding them there because that's somehow comfortable, hanging upside down. But look at the aura around his head. He looks like he's in peace. So the Hanged Man signifies a situation or a person that is possibly in limbo. Maybe his hands are tied, not quite sure, but he's kind of peaceful with the situation. It's just a card of stasis, a card of kind of just freeze frame type of thing for me. That's what I'm feeling today, like a freeze frame. Okay, so that's the significator of the reading. What crosses that energy? What crosses the Hanged Man? Well, that's a very nice card to be crossing you. The King of Pentacles. Authorities with money, and it's funny what I was saying about being, Zuma working for the White Hats. Maybe if they're promising him enough material gain, or there's a person who is promising to furnish what he wants furnished, that could be the case. It can also mean that Zuma himself is the King of Pentacles, bringing a tangible authority to a situation, a man with insight, and a man who's acquired knowledge and is using it to help the Hanged Man while he feels he is in stasis. It's a nice combination, the Hanged Man and the King of Pentacles. I would also say, actually, as I'm looking down at them here, it could be that the Hanged Man, the King of Pentacles and the Hanged Man, yeah, it feels to me like there's definitely that stasis. But I feel actually like the King of Pentacles is why the Hanged Man is in stasis. Okay, there's a peacefulness about the waiting. What is the overarching card? Well, that is very nice. the star, okay, the manifestation of dreams, you know, touching the cosmos and really kind of putting your feet in the water and letting the emotions flow and being in touch with that cosmic energy. You know, feeling kind of vulnerable, being naked in the star underneath a starry night, and it is a very positive omen. Like I say, the star is normally an indication of dreams manifested. Who would have thought it, eh? That's why you have to keep very neutral when you're doing meditations on people and when you're doing readings like this, because all the news and all everyone's opinions can get, you know, kind of crowd in, and then you have to go, no, okay, everyone out. I am tuning into this energy myself, and I want to tune in with my energy, the group's energy, the energy of Zuma and the cosmic energy, and everything that is supporting the question we're asking. So what is the root of this? Wow, the magician. Look at that. The basis of this is the magician. Now look at the magician. He has the infinity symbol above his head, and he has a hand raised with a wand, and he's pointing down to the earth. It's talking about bringing cosmic, universal energy, magical energy from the cosmos, from the unseen realms down into manifested ground. Look at all the beautiful flowers, the roses, and on the table in front of him, he has the tools of his trade. He has everything before him that he needs in order to manifest that which he wants to. Whatever wonderful spell he's using, whatever he's doing, whatever he's conjuring as the magician. Very powerful card, and it's again all about how you use the energy that's flowing through. So all he has to do now, he's showing that he's got all of his tools in front of him, and all he has to do is choose which one seems best for the job at the moment, or which ones. So very, very positive at the moment. It's like, is Zuma working for the White Hats? Yeah, absolutely. If he's being furnished with the King of Pentacles' promise of who knows what he wants. Okay, what happened in the past? Okay, the Lovers. So in the past, there's been relationships forged. There's been people coming forward to negotiate. So that's quite interesting. I'd say Lovers in this situation is in the past there has been certain relationships that have been forged and made and nurtured and worked on in order to bring this particular situation into being. Very interesting. What is coming in the future? Oh, great. The Knight of Pentacles. Here he comes offering his help, his practical help. You know, the pentacles are earth. They represent earth. Earth is about what we can see, feel and touch and know, and it's kind of bringing a practicality. It's also bringing possible, not only, skills and, like I say again, tools to come forward and bring your knowledge, bring your practical, insightful knowledge, bring your money, bring your gifts, bring what you have in order to furnish and develop and allow this situation to evolve. So that's a very nice card in the position of the future. Okay, this is all looking very positive. How very pleasant. Okay, and then where does... Okay, we're doing the reading regarding Zuma, so let's ask where he may be feeling about himself. Where does he feel? What does he feel at the moment? Now, I find that fascinating. The Judgment card, the card of karma and being reborn. Isn't that fascinating? So the Judgment card, maybe Zuma feels at the moment he's being reborn. He's kind of, there's obviously my excitement would be, oh, he's being reborn. He's turning away from all that kind of stuff that he did in the past and realises in order to serve his country and those around him that, he's helping. It's like a rising up. It's and judgment in the true sense of the word, you know, I know people say you don't like to judge people, but we can't help it sometimes. You know, it's our own imprinting and our own lives that we've been taught, and if we haven't exfoliated them and sanded them away, we haven't tea-cut out of the stone of our souls, it's difficult. But that's very interesting for Zuma to get the judgment card, being reborn, kind of answering the call. If you look at this, it's like, here's the angel with a clarion call, calling people forth, you know, to not only to be judged, but to rise again. Wow, maybe Zuma is actually rising again. Oh, how fascinating. How do other people see him? Oh, okay. The Page of Wands. Other people might look at him and think there's a naivety there. There's a willingness to do what's right. There's if you look at him, the page is very well dressed. He's looking at his staff. It's fire. It's someone that can do something, but sometimes a little bit inexperienced, but willing to show up, if you like, and do what is needed of him. He's eager to prove himself, often the Page of Wands. So that is quite interesting if that is how people are looking at Zuma. Okay, hopes and fears. What would the hopes and fears be? I'd find that hard to think it was a fear, having the Temperance card, that beautiful card of balance and righteousness and everything working out, peace. And I mean, just look at that card, the beautiful yellow iris, the sun in the background, the fantastic angel with the actually a fire symbol on the chest, but balancing water, shining with again harmony. There's a wonderful card of harmony, the Temperance card. Hopes or fears, that's got to be a hope, hasn't it? Hope that this is a moment of things starting to balance out regarding if he's working with the white hats, and about time we had some balance in this situation where for quite a while it seems like certain unpleasant energies have had the upper hand. Okay, so what's the outcome of this question about Zuma? This is also very interesting. Look at this, it's like so many major arcana here. That's absolutely, so the Chariot, again, who is in charge of driving the chariot? Who is pulling the strings? Who's got the reins? So the Chariot, I always think, is a card of choosing. It's a card of choice for me. Okay, how does it feel today with this? Right next to Temperance, it's saying make the right choice, go in the right direction. Don't be afraid to steer it in the direction of Temperance. Okay, because that's the card it is next to. So I would say with Zuma, he may still be feeling a little confused about which way to go, which direction to go. And like I say, when I was tuning into him, he is very self-serving and doesn't seem to have any big romantic idea about saving South Africa, to be perfectly honest. Doesn't mean he doesn't do the right thing, and by doing the right thing for himself and the people he loves and cares for, that it doesn't ripple out into a bigger situation. But that as an outcome, the Chariot is like, I actually, as I'm feeling it and looking at it, I'm getting again a little bit of hesitancy, a little bit of not knowing which direction to steer it in. And the weight of the choice of that direction and being in control. I would actually say he doesn't feel in control at the moment. That's what I would actually say. He doesn't feel in control, but he still has a choice of where and how to steer this situation. So I'd actually say that it's still in balance, but next to that Temperance, you know, it looks like there's some very positive influence over him, around him. So I think that's really quite positive, and I'm surprised surprised by it. Maybe I shouldn't be, but I am. Let's have a look at the Pandora card, and then we'll look at an Angel card. So it's always good to see what dark forces might be lurking around And you know, sometimes it's hard to face up to these Pandora cards. I think there's one or two cards in this Pandora pack that are all very lovely and have a nice word on it, as opposed to all the others that are asking you to really dig deep and go, could you be thinking this? Could you be harbouring this thought? So let's see. Let's think about Zuma again. Is Zuma working for the White Hats? Okay. What would be the kind of shadow aspect of this situation of working for the White Hats? Does he feel any shadow? Well, I'm sure he does, because, you know... Anyway, I've got to get my own thoughts out of the way. Let me just think and concentrate. My energy, the group energy, cosmic energy, the Zoomers. There's a bit of fear that came in when I said that with the Zoomers, not surprisingly. Okay, what comes up? Oh, I'm not surprised at that, really. So with that, we have cynicism come up. And obviously I think that speaks for itself. Cynicism about the situation, about people, about people's motivations, possibly, trusting. I'm sure you could get very cynical. Okay, I'm now going to do my angel cards. Let's look at the angelic influence. Okay, the angelic influence on Zuma, around Zuma. What are you all wishing for Zuma? What are we thinking? What energy are we sending his way? But I'm not going to think about that. I'm just going to think about Zuma. What is he surrounded by? What does he feel he's surrounded by? Okay. Oh, wow. Wasn't expecting that either. That's the card that came up, surrender. Now, I saw a post of the day on surrender, and I was laughing because it's never a word I've really liked. But it was a very spiritual post about surrender being such a positive thing and just surrendering and letting go, which I think in this scenario is very good, because you could easily see this as like just surrender to the positive influence. Just you got to let something go, Zuma. You've got to just kind of surrender to a higher power, maybe. He's got to just hasn't got to do anything. He could choose to, with that chariot, just to surrender to a higher power, to God. You know, he's a great believer in God, and always talked about the ANC and God being on their side and stuff. So maybe with the judgment card with himself, maybe there's a shift going on here, and he's just kind of surrendered to the more darker aspects of his behaviour in the past. And yeah, a very, very interesting reading. So I'm going to put those two cards actually in this little I've got a thing about symmetry, so where can I put these two cards where it doesn't interfere with my Celtic cross? Let me put them. Where do I put them? So regarding the question, I would say, is Zuma working for the White Hats? I would have to say with this reading, he's definitely involved with bringing the darker aspects. I'd have to say yes. I think he would be involved with it, with them, and with the operations that are going on. So that's lovely. Okay, and as usual, please do leave your comments and your own insights, either on the YouTube video or on the group itself. I'm trying to look to start a different channel on Rumble. I've been looking to move away from YouTube for a while now, and so hopefully that will happen soon. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed that.